Hey, how y'all doing today? I know I haven't done a video in a little while. I was trying to set up an interview with somebody else that was going to start a YouTube channel. You know, I'm very much supportive of people who are basically want to engage in an intellectual conversation. We were going to talk about the Bob Mueller report, but I haven't been able to figure out the like software issues and stuff. So hopefully I can fix that, and then we'll do that later on. So today, I'm going to talk about, the illegal immigration issue, and we're moving in the right direction. Of course, there's a lot more to be done. So let's see. Um, Within the last week, in a victory for Trump, the Supreme Court, in a 5-4 ruling, freed up $2.5 billion in military funds for to build the border wall, and this is definitely a good thing. I think it's from the Pentagon, if I'm correct. But this is going to help stem the flow of illegal immigration. Um, so, long story short, in regards to that legal victory, the cases heard by Gilliam were lawsuits brought by the ACLU on behalf of the Sierra Club and the Southern Border Communities Coalition, something that became key to the Supreme Court's decision. In its ruling, the Supreme Court found that private groups are not appropriate parties to challenge the allocation of federal dollars. So, I'm not a legal analyst or a lawyer or anything, but long story short, um, this is a good thing. Let's see. The other thing I want to talk about is there is a White House statement from the press secretary, the latest one. Um, I'll go ahead and read it off. It was within the last week. So it says, yesterday evening, a single district judge in California, based on a complaint filed by a few activist groups with no legal standing, issued a nationwide injunction against a lawful and necessary rule that discourages abuse of our asylum system. And did so despite a ruling from another federal judge earlier in the day rejecting the same request by other plaintiffs and suggesting that the government was likely to prevail against challenges to the rule. Congress authorized the Department of Justice and Department of Homeland Security to establish categorical limitations on eligibility for asylum. And this rule properly used that authority to encourage migrants to seek asylum in other countries they have traveled through before reaching the United States. Simply put, that means if you're leaving, your country of origin for, let's say, being religious or politically persecuted, you are to seek asylum in the next country. You don't get to, skip over 3 or 4 different countries, come straight to the United States, and then seek asylum. That's not how it works. Let me finish. The tyranny of a dysfunctional system that permits plaintiffs to forum shop in order to find a single district judge who will purport to dictate immigration policy to the entire nation. One judge controls the entire nation's immigration policies. No, that's not right. Even in the face of a contrary ruling by another federal court, must come to an end. We intend to pursue all available options to address this meritless ruling and to defend this nation's borders. So that's the latest statement from the press secretary of the White House. And this is pretty much where we are at. So the border wall, is important. We need it. Since so many people are going out of their way to signal open borders to the rest of the world, and it's gotten to the point where we've had Democratic presidential candidates campaigning, like in Mexico with Beto O'Rourke to be president. I don't understand what the heck that is. He is going to be president, if he succeeds, of the USA, not president of Mexico. We also have congressional members going out of their way to actually help illegal immigrants cross into our border. You know, the United States is pretty much the most generous country in the world. We allow a lot of immigration. Unfortunately, we have a chain migration setup, and it hasn't really been benefiting us very well because it's hurting the American workers. Now, President Trump, the Republicans, they've made two proposals for a merit-based system as opposed to a chain migration system. Long story short, you know, if you have a good education, you have some experience, you're bright, you got great ideas, you got a great work ethic, that would be like merit based, you know. But chain migration is like, okay, well, you came in here, so now you can bring your cousin, and you can bring your uncle, and you can bring your grandpa, and, you know, and you can bring your friends, and then you can, you know, it's not gonna work that way, and it's hurting our economy, quite frankly. You know, in regards to big business, look, I get it. You know, you want cheap labor, but with the illegal immigration that's been going on for decades now, due to the willful negligence of some, it's been keeping wages flat. Our wages are unable to rise, and it's leaving so many Americans behind to pursue their American dream, and is putting the world before Americans, saying that everybody else in the world can have a shot at the American dream, but those pesky little Americans, oh no. They come after the rest of the entire world. So this is pretty much where we're at with it. I mean, I could leave a link in the description of the sources. The last thing that I want to talk about is I saw yesterday on the news Senate Bill 386, in which it would double H-1B visas. And I disagree with this strongly because it's outsourcing American jobs. This is exactly the type of thing that destroyed the American economy in the first place, all of this outsourcing. It would basically help India and China and other countries with this outsourcing of American jobs. And instead of going about it that way, we could just fix the asylum laws, loopholes. We can fix this border crisis that's going on. And perhaps after we fix that, then we can, you know, have more foreigners come to America legally through a port of entry, legally, and over time earn their way to citizenship. So when it's all said and done, that would benefit the economy so much more than outsourcing American jobs. And I'm not an economist, but I think when it's all said and done, if you take that path instead of outsourcing, even the people in big business, you know, the big wigs, whatever, in the end, they would prosper more. So what's wrong with that? Is there something wrong with supporting Americans' success? Is there something wrong with adding jet fuel to this economy that's on fire? The number one economy in the entire world. We are the envy of the entire world. We are doing that good. Is there something wrong with that? Should we stifle this success? Or should we make it better and better? So you decide. What do you think? Anyways, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to be notified when I make videos. That's pretty much it on this one. So God bless America. Y'all take care. Talk to you next time. Bye.